to the tips for our dogs, because that's what this is, a dog show. So here's how you can change your attitude. First of all, when you're about to step out there, I know a lot of you say this, and I do it too, where you go, you want to go for a walk, and you got the leash in your hand, your dog's going crazy, blah, 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 blah. Okay, why don't we do this? Before you step out, put that leash on the dog, calm down, relax, get your dog to focus on you and not charge the door. And I want you, if you have to say it out loud, then you say it. But you go, let's take over the neighborhood. Just by saying that, let's go take over the neighborhood. By saying that, you smell like you're captain of the recon mission, because that's what it's about. And now you're setting up hormonally and emotionally and psychologically the exact thing you want your dog to think you're paying attention to. And, like I said, we're going to lie to our dogs and make them feel better. We're going to get them a gift that we don't really care for, but it makes them happy. That's how we deal with humans. This is how we deal with dogs. So just put yourself in that mindset. Get them focused on you before you open that door. And just, if you have to say it out loud, which I've done for years with the previous dogs I've owned, let's take over the neighborhood. Boom, your chest gets lifted. You're all in a much different state of mind. You're all about the recon mission just by saying that. So start with that, where you just set up your situation. I want you to also, this is your second tip, walk down the street like you own the universe. And in a sense, to your dog, you do. And in a sense, in the real world, you do. You pay the rent and mortgage, right? You pay for the vet bills. You pay for the food, even if it says dog food. You pay for everything. You work your butt off going on the hunt, killing a deer and bringing it back in some plastic bags or some things that says Ralph's, whatever the situation is. But you're the one who owns the universe. And not only that, you are in charge of everything. Ultimately, you would protect your dog if a leaf came crushing your dog on the head, right? Like, that's just the way it is. So walk down the street like you are going to protect your dog. Walk with that intent of you are going to protect the pack, and you are in charge of everything. Every leaf, every tree, every trash truck that goes by, every person, every dog. It's like a Sting song, just everything has got its charge. Or if you want to go deeper than Sting, it's St. Thomas Aquinas who said there was an angel in charge of everything in the universe. Well, you're a part of that. So, as far as your dog is concerned, you own that universe, and you are going to protect the pack. Period. End of story. Carry yourself that way throughout the walk. Be aware of things. Be responding to this environment that's out there that you actually own as far as your dog's concerned. Now, third thing, respond to your dog's anxiety and excitement, which I already mentioned. It's information. They're your G.I. Joe, your G.I. Jane. They're going to tell you if there's a dog coming around that corner that you can't see, just by the way they act. You may not know it's a dog until you turn the corner, but you got to respond to the fact that they're starting to walk like Pepe Le Pew and they're getting all excited. So if you don't, they think you're not on top of it. And then they're going to just amp up into explosion. Or bark at a lady that leans over and says, hi, puppy, puppy. And then, all that stuff. So there's two ways to respond to your dog's excitement. Preemptive. If you see someone coming down the street towards you or you hear them from behind you, you're going to talk to your dog. Heel, good, heel. You give them a job. Remind them what their job is while they're distracted. That's what I call coaching them through the deep end of the pool. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. They teach us kids how to swim, if you ever had swimming lessons, and you're always at the shallow end of the pool. And on graduation day, when your parents show up, that's when they just throw you on the deep end of the pool where you've never been before in your damn life. And all of a sudden, you're supposed to act normal, right? So then they just go, keep kicking, keep breathing, you're doing good, keep moving your arms, And you basically the same skill set you had before, but now you're in complete distraction world like the dog is. So coach your dog through the deep end of the pool. Heel, good, good job, good. Don't do that, good, heel, good. Be preemptive. Respond to your dog. Communicate to your dog more if you know it's going to be more stressful for them to get by, even if it's a positive stress, even if they're like, oh my God, and it's an ice cream truck, whatever. So the second way is corrective. Double tap on the leash. Give them a little, a nudge. Tell them when they start getting overreactive. correct the situation, snap them out of their frame of mind and refocus them back onto the job. Heal. Good. So you got those two options. Preferably preemptive, but definitely correct when they start like screwing up, and then say good when they get better. This way your dog knows you're on top of things. And then slowly but surely, with that consistency, they'll stop being reactive. Now, can you do that shit when you're on the phone? Hell no. No, you can't. So don't do it. Bring your phone for emergencies, but not for socialization. That's all I gotta say. So, when it comes to walking your dog, it is an action that is really requiring the partnership between the two of you. So you need to take it seriously like that, because that's how your dog sees it. And then you'll find out you'll actually enjoy your walks with your dog more. Not only will they get better if they have issues, but it'll actually be not just some sort of lazy, numbing, get it over with situation. It's actually exciting. It's an adventure right in your own neighborhood without you paying any extra money to go anywhere. Right there. Let's take over the neighborhood. I own the universe. Let's do this together. I'll remind you what you have to do. I'll tell you exactly where you're supposed to go pee and poop. And, good job. You did it in 12 seconds. Good job. Let's keep going. Let's try to find another spot to mark on my command. Good job. You peed over there for me, too. You're an awesome dog. See, very simple, right? You can easily get them to please you. And then they feel so confident and so happy about it. So, don't text and walk your dog. Pay attention. It's important for them, for their safety and their psychology. Now, I've changed things up a little bit. I'm going to give you the shubs of the week for the end of the show, just to give you something to go, oh my. And remember, I want you guys to share your stories with me. So thatdogtrainingshow@gmail.com, or on the Facebook page, That Dog Training Show with Tanya Yarbrough. You can write it there, and I will share your stories for you. Just let me know if you want to have your full name and, listed on the show. Anyway, shubs of the week. This actually involves the boyfriend. Whoops, the man. He was walking Rambo ahead of me, and I was dealing with the mini Australian Shepherd. It was late at night. It wasn't late. It just felt late. It was dark as heck. And, of course, the mini Aussie, her favorite thing to do when she's excited is to scream. Some dogs just pant. Some dogs pee on themselves. Some dogs bark. She screams like you're gutting her. And so it's kind of a pain, because immediately everybody thinks that if they hear a dog scream, you must be abusing that dog, which is not really true. You see, dogs like to manipulate each other. They'll shake and look all pathetic to beg for food. It's a tactic. And screaming or nipping is oftentimes a tactic to give them what they want, whatever it is. It's not just to get away. It's sometimes because they want to be pet by someone, or they want to steal something off the floor that's not theirs, or they shouldn't eat, or what have you. So this dog loves to scream her bloody head off. So the boyfriend, the man, was walking Rambo, and he was like half a block ahead of me, because, of course, I had to keep stopping or turning or what have you, because Spaz Monkey kept screaming and charging. And so this woman comes bolting out of the building. It's on the block that I usually walk the dogs on. And she starts going, Who's doing something to the dog and make it scream? Blah, blah, blah. And, of course, there's my boyfriend right there going, and he stopped. And he says the first thing he thought of, and I'm sure some of you felt it, he was angry. Because he knows how hard I'm working with this dog and how much of a pain in the ass she is. Which is why I'm working with the dog. And of course, he's like, okay, I gotta be calm, I gotta be chill. So he explains to her that she's just, very hyper, and she screams a lot to get what she wants, and etc. And of course, she doesn't believe it. Because why? Especially in Los Angeles, if you hear a dog scream or yelp or what have you, just like the lady in the bank who, blamed me for Rambo barking at her just because she was embarrassed or upset that I got him to yelp after I corrected him. Automatically you're abusing the dog. The dog would be fine. You would just be best friends if you just let it, whatever whatever it wants, and never protest. Then you're not abusing the dog. Well, he tried to explain to her the dog's just got some issues, and that I'm a professional trainer, and of course, by that time, I'm walking up there, and she's got the look of death on her face, like, I don't believe you. I know you're abusing that dog. Well, here's something very interesting that she said, which, further proves to me that she's acting emotionally instead of logically. Here's what she said. I hear that dog screaming every time. It's just that dog. Every time I hear it, it's that dog crying. And we'd already explained that I train dogs all the time. I'm walking dogs past that building all the time, multiple dogs. And so it was my techniques. If I was abusing dogs, would it not be all the dogs screaming every time I walk by that house? No, obviously it didn't happen that way. It's just that dog. So yes, this dog likes to scream. My dog likes to pee on himself when he's scared or upset or excited. This dog just screams her bloody head off like you're gutting her alive. So, because it worked for her for a couple of weeks with her owner. So it's set in her system, and they tend to be very vocal. So here we have, once again, a human being throwing their emotional issues onto the situation instead of using logic or giving anyone the benefit of the doubt. And those of you who've ever had to try to train your dog and your dog's acting like a jackass and flipping out and you have to control the situation so they don't hurt themselves or anybody else, you know what it feels like, don't you? That they just blame you immediately, accuse you immediately of abusing the dog because the dog is making a horrific noise. Because it usually works on people like that. They get away with it. So, that's the Shubs of the week. It's always that dog screaming. It's always that dog. Yes, lady, because that dog particularly likes to scream. There you have it. So, good luck to you all, my students who've had to deal with all that. Keep up the tough battle of standing up to people who are putting all kinds of crazy judgments on you without giving you the benefit of the doubt. Don't take it personally. It's just a Shubs. All right. Until next week when I come up with something else to tell you about Shubs' work or somebody gives me a nice good story, hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. Until then, make sure in the dog world, it's to love is to serve. So give your dog little ways every day to serve you and make sure that you, in return, serve them well. Talk to you next week. I just want